Minister Heydon and Commissioner Roswall will start off with a quick address, and then we'll open the floor to questions. And we're going to be out of here before 4:15, okay? Minister.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and it's great at what's been a very busy day, but a very productive day. I'd like to thank Commissioner Roswall for, first of all, accepting my invitation to Ireland to visit and to see firsthand the work of our farmers, where you did visit in the Durkin farm in Kildare earlier today, where you saw firsthand an intergenerational farm where a father and a daughter are working side by side with big ambitions, delivering for their environment and delivering for their community and delivering a sustainable income for themselves as well, showing how derogation farmers can contribute and do more than one thing at once, contribute both to their local community but also to their environment as well. In our negotiations and our ongoing discussions, obviously the nitrates derogation is the key element for me from my perspective. While the Commissioner's role is much broader than that, it has been a key part of this visit. And I have articulated very clearly the role and the points that our farmers, our derogation farmers and the wider agriculture sector have taken, the measures they're taking, the journey we have been on around improving water quality, but the importance of the derogation to Ireland's overall economy. And I appreciate you coming, taking the time and engaging with all the stakeholders here today as well, which has been really, really important. I also have heard your perspective in our negotiations and understand the constraints that you have to work within the Commission, and that's why I appreciate that you enter and continue in these negotiations in good faith, where we both are trying to find a practical solution that is within the constraints that you have to operate within and that can give a legally robust solution for our farmers, but some certainty into the future. So we'll continue on those negotiations over the coming days.
Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am very happy to be back in Ireland, and we have had a very tense day, but also a very, very good day. And I would like to start with saying that in the past month and weeks, we have had an open and constructive dialogue with the Irish authorities and also you and I about the state of the environment, about the water resilience, and also about collective efforts to build a more competitive and circular Europe. Sometimes it is too easy to make decisions from afar. And that is not the way to go. So I think it's for me very important to go here. So thank you for the invitation to be here see with my own eyes the process that you have done, and meeting, as you say, the farmers this morning, but also on the stakeholder discussions that we had just before I came in here. And also very happy to have these discussions in person with you, ministers, so this has been very good for me. What have also struck me, but I knew it before, is of course that Irish farmers are very proud and very stewards of their land, as any farmer, of course, but I was also very well aware of the unique culture you have here on Ireland. It's also important for me to know about the data that we have when it comes to water quality, of course, but not only that. But we know that there is water bodies in Ireland that is in good status, but could be even better, but still. But there are also parts that have challenges. So today I agree with you. We have had constructive discussions. And one of the things we have, of course, discussed is water quality, and also in the terms of nitrates. We have also discussed, to continue on water, I would say, it's obvious that every people, all need clean water. We as consumers or citizens who lives here, farmers who need to grow their crops, companies of course also, and we know that polluted water have a negative impact on the ecosystem, eco-service systems, but also that polluted water have big health risk. And here, of course, it's important to see the challenges the challenges we all face, but also the necessary changes that you have already done. I also would like to say, and I said it when I met the parliamentarians, that all water in Europe are under huge press, and that is why we are working with water in a bigger perspective. I welcome that the government has taken concrete steps to address these challenges, and also that Ireland is on track on track to adopt a new nitrate action program to enforce on this. Strong environmental performances is not only about compliance, it's about, I want to stress this, it's also about resilience, building resilience and competitiveness for the long term, and that was also a discussion that we had with farmers. Of course, cleaner water means a sustainable, stable ecosystem for the future, and also important for the future for agri-food production here on island. One thing that I also want to add is that the building on this resilience also means that we need to reduce our dependencies. Today we are very dependent on other regions and countries. That comes, of course, to critical raw materials, for example, and this is also very linked to farming. Then, of course, back to the Nitrates Directive. I am fully aware of the importance of the derogations to Irish farmers and also their need for clarification and away from uncertainty. For the Commission and for the government and other authorities, it's vital that we find a legally robust approach that provides farmers this certainty that they ask for and need, of course. And also, of course, at the same time protect our water quality. And also, I would like to say that the solutions that we are working on also have to comply with all union law, that also consists other environmental regulations. So today's discussion that you and I had has been very important towards to reach this. And I also would like to say that I welcome Minister Heydon's confirmation that Ireland is committed to ensuring that any derogation that would also comply with union law, including the Habitat and Water directives. And also that's a strong agri-food stakeholders' commitment to, because we have met many of those today, improving their efforts to also improving the water quality. So I would say the Commission stands, of course, also ready to support the Irish authorities and also the farmers in this effort. So in these commitments, I hope that we can consider the request of a derogation positively. I just want to end with saying this decision is not mine alone. We need to seek approval together with the other member states and take that proposal, so for in case, to the Nitrates Committee. And of course, this is a necessary step for the Commission to take before we can finally adopt any decision. So I will continue to work very closely with you, Minister, and with other stakeholders in Ireland to improve water quality, to protect our environment, also to support Irish farmers in making this transition a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Minister. Aidan from the Irish Farmers Grounds up first.
Commissioner, you said you're going to consider Ireland's request positively. Does that mean that...
I hope, I said.
You hope. But can you give certainty to farmers that they won't see a reduction in the derogation from 220 to below that level?
I cannot commit to anything. I mean, what I said is that I hope that we can consider it in a positive way, and we are in discussions, and we know the time pressure because the farmers, of course, and Irish authorities need clarity and go away from uncertainty. But what I say is what I hear today and what I've seen on these visits is positive, and that is something that strengthens me, because we also need to assess the different science that you showed for me. But also this has been a process for a long time, and it has been very constructive. So that is what I can commit to today.
Okay. Francis MacDonald from the Agriland.
Can I ask, Commissioner, what barriers do you see that are still standing in the way from your visit today?
It's impossible to say one or two or three. This is what I say. I think it's very good the commitment, not only from the government and the action plan that you have put on the table, but also the commitment from farmers that I met today and also organizations. This is a lot of work has been done, which is helping for the future and also helping for future decisions from the Commission. And that has been absolutely necessary for me to see the progress, but also the commitment to union law, but also commitment that this is a lot has been done and more needs to be done. That is also something that we have discussed, not only you and I, Minister, but also with farmers.
Darragh from the Irish Independent.
Question for the Minister. Minister, if I could, just regarding the avian flu outbreaks. We've heard that there won't be any major issues in terms of supply resulting from these outbreaks. Are there concerns within the industry that, because of what the public have heard, maybe health concerns or just a general kind of unease, that there might be an impact on demand as we come into the whole year for turkey?
No, we've no sense of that at the minute, and to be honest, that's because we've reassured everybody that properly cooked poultry meat and egg products are perfectly safe to eat. There is the public health advice that for the public see a sick or a dead bird, not to handle it, but to instead report that to my department through our regional veterinary offices, our emergency online numbers. But everyone can rest assured that across the sector, industry, working with government, working with my department and our vets, we are working together to mitigate the risks of the spread of avian influenza among our commercial flock and captive birds.
In terms of free-range eggs, are those products still going to be on the shelves for consumers? Are producers still going to have their free-range status regardless of the housing order?
Yes, because it's allowed for in the legislation that when it's a mandatory housing order, that for a short period, that free-range status is maintained.
Aidan, I think Aidan Farmers Journal has another question.
Commissioner, do you think that the 4-year cycle of the renewal of the derogation and then in midterm review after 2 years, do you think that's giving enough certainty to farmers, or it's fit for purpose for long-term business continuity and certainty for farmers and their businesses and the agribusiness sector?
No, I think that we agree on that the derogation as such, of course, is uncertainty, but it is also a flexibility that needs to be within the environmental boundaries, and that is something that we agree on. I think the most important thing for certainty is that we are on the right track, and we are committed to that, the farmers and the authorities in Ireland. But this is also for me important to have the legal. As I say, I'm from the European Commission, representing all member states, and it's important that whatever solution we find is also legally binding, have a legitimity. Sorry for my English. Legitimity for the Commission and also for the authorities here. So exactly what is, this is what we are working with, and a derogation as such, of course, is it's a derogation. So that is, of course, uncertainty in such. But I would say what we are looking at is seeing the progress that Irish farmers have done. The results of that needs to be assessed, that you are doing, and that is the way forward, I think, that we need to work on.
But the situation on farms now is that there are pregnant cows that may have to be slaughtered next January if the derogation is not renewed at 220 figure. Do you think that's right?
I need to follow. We all need to follow our common rule, our European rules, and also the court decisions that you have to follow. This is something that we all need to follow, and we know the time pressure. Both me as the EU Commissioner, but also the government know that we are in a time pressure, and that's why but I'm here now, but also working as fast as possible. But still, it cannot be. It has to be a solid decision that is workable, both for farmers, but also for the government, but also for the Commission. And finding that right balance is, of course, takes some time maybe.
Yeah, and look, in an ideal world, it wouldn't go to the 11th hour, but it does, and it did 4 years ago, and it went into March 4 years ago, which nobody wants that level of uncertainty. But it is the nature of this exemption to directive that we've availed of in the past, that we need to avail of again, and that we want to avail of. And it's understanding each other's perspectives, the constraints in which the Commission and the Commissioner has to work within, the constraints, the flexibilities required, the certainty required for our farmers. The impact on generation renewal is something that was a point that came up on the farm with the stakeholders over the course of the day. So all of those competing pressures, but also recognising that we do need, if we can come to an agreement, the conditionality with that is really important in terms of certainty, in terms of how workable that would be, and that that it's also legally robust. Because we know in this day and age all environmental measures are open to legal challenge. So it's in our farmers' interests, as much as the Commission or anybody else, that anything we come up with is legally robust as well.
Time for 2 more questions. So Rachel from the Irish Examiner, and then Francis.
Commissioner, Irish farmers have really knuckled down to do everything that they can do to make this happen. Obviously time is not in their gift at the moment. They have a very short window of opportunity in which to make change. Do you realise the damage that refusing the derogation at this stage could actually do to those efforts to help the environment? If they are rejected if they are rejected an extension on the derogation at this stage, that almost punishes them for the hard work that they've put in over the last 2-5 years to really keep this going at this stage. Like I think it'll create a backlash if they don't get the derogation extended at this point, because they've put so much hard work into trying to achieve this at this stage.
Okay.
What I said earlier, I mean, what the work that has been done is helping a solution that we will try to find. Otherwise, we will be, I would say, in a much worse situation if that work has not been done. So it's not like the work has been in vain. It has been very important both for the quality of water, but also other biodiversity and other issues. And also, as I said, for the farmers, I mean, they do this also because they want to continue farming generations to come. So it's not like you do this or the farmers do this just because the derogation or not. This is for the future. We all know that food production is extremely important. We all depend on food production and the important work that all the farmers are doing. So that is how I see it. So I mean, but with that said, of course, we all need to follow the rules that we have agreed on. And that is why I say I'm here to see both assess what the work has been done. We have also a lot of stats that we discussed, but also that we see that the work is going to continue, because we need to continue to find a future that is solid and sustainable.
And maybe if I might just add to that, we know that it is the additional layering of proving our compliance with the Habitats Directive is an extra layer of an onerous undertaking that we have to undertake as part of any new process, coupled with water quality, which has always been the focus previously heretofore. It's really important that farmers know, only for the work of Irish farmers to date would we be in a space where we're still negotiating the opportunity of another derogation in the context of no other European country having likely to have one next year. That is down to our farmers, to the work that they've done over those years, and we want to come up with a practical agreement that is workable, that works for the Commission, that works for our farmers, that can allow that good work to continue for our environment and for our economic sustainability of our rural communities as well.
Last question, quick one please, Francis.
Commissioner, aside from your discussions with politicians today, what has been your personal message to Irish farmers today?
To try the Irish farmers?
Yes, what's your message to Irish farmers today?
After this visit today?
Yes.
That I see the work that has been done and the commitment from the farmers. I both visit this morning, but also the ones I visit today. The commitment on the work that are doing, and that there is a will to see that this work has to continue, and that is something that I really acknowledge. And the pride I see in their eyes, especially Pat and I forgot her name.
Kelly.
This morning was impressive, and of course, the efforts they have put into, and also money in the sustainable farming, that is very positive to see, and I'm so that is that is maybe not the question that you asked for. What is my message? My message is this is a very important work that they are, but the work is ongoing and much work has been done, but it still needs to continue.
And Mr. Hilary, would you like to add something at the end?
Well, no, but I really think that the Commissioner has seen firsthand today the commitment of Irish farmers over the last 20 years in improving the way we farm in Ireland. She has really showed sincerity herself in giving so much time on the farm, listening to the farm organisations. Minister Heydon has done excellent work in preparation for today in ensuring that we are putting our best foot forward, and if we can be so successful as to come out at the good side of this, we would be so grateful, because it's the future generations of young farmers, because people in Ireland don't sell their land, they pass it on to the next generation, and we want you to help us to allow that to happen.
Mr. Heydon, will you finish?
Yeah, just to acknowledge as well, Commissioner, with your visit, you have also brought your officials. Your officials have also been here on a number of occasions in the past from your department, and we've met with them, and they've engaged very closely with my officials in the Department of Agriculture. So on behalf of myself and Minister Healy-Rae, Minister Grealish and Minister Dooley, I'd like to acknowledge the work of your team and ours who really support us. We are very lucky to be blessed with some great public servants who work in the Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine, who I'm really proud to lead that department and to work with my ministerial colleagues on that. And the engagement and the good faith in which your officials have dealt with us on is really refreshing, and we look forward to continuing those good engagements in the coming days.
I'd just like to thank you, the media, for coming here. I really appreciate you being here this evening. Thanks very much. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.